So hello everyone, I think we are live, but let me just check. But if we are live, then let me open my browser, okay, in the half screen, and in the right screen we will have our VS Code, right? So we are live. I can see that. So let me just open this one over here. So in the previous session, we have covered a couple of topics like background color, border, padding, margin, and a lot more thing about the box model and a whole lot of stuff in styles of CSS. Right. So in this session, we are having couple of topics that we can cover in this session, and we will see what kind of topics that we are having for today's session. So let's just have a look on the topics for today's session. So today we have to learn about a little bit about the colors, that what kind of colors that we can use. Next is we learn about the text, the different type of text that we have. Next is the font, what kind of fonts that we can get it. Next is icon. Next is list, what kind of icon we can change for the list item. How we can add the icons in our HTML. Next we have some basic little bit styling for the tables also. Okay. So with that note, let's start with whole new styles. Okay, let me put it down. Okay, right. Okay, so let me delete it once. Okay, let me delete it also from here. Right. Okay, so this is the basic template that we are using. This is the HTML and this is styles, and we have already attached them. If you are new to the video, then please go and check out the channel. We are having a couple of playlists, and you will find the web development playlist by me. I am your instructor for the course. I am Omraj, and I am going to teach you web development. If you haven't seen that, then go and definitely check out. Okay, right. I think that will work for you. Okay, from right click, we are having an extension called live server. Then we will click on that. It will definitely open it, run on the local host colon 5500. Yeah, it is. Let me just see testing. So yeah, it is having this doing there. Okay, cool. So what we can do is let me just put it aside so that I could refer to those things. I think I have shared a couple of resources. If you're learning a particular thing that I am teaching you, that is definitely going to be very concise. If you want to learn a lot about that, then go and check out the below given resources. It will definitely help you, right? Okay. So in that note, we will first start with colors, right? So colors, how we can add colors. For example, we have seen so many kind of colors, like we have seen colors for background, we have seen colors for maybe text. So how we can add colors, right? We have seen that. For example, I am having here h1 heading, and I'm saying that here I am want to Zujo go web development. Okay, let's see how it works. Right, I just wanted it to center, so I will use align attribute. Center will align it to the center, right? Now through I want what I want to do, right? So let's see. I want to color the background of the body, like this whole white color will be going to change. So let's change the background color to, I prefer using Bollywood, right? Bollywood, and it will change. So there are around 144, or I don't remember the exact number or the exact words that we can use for the colors, right? But what if you want this color around this place? You want some different color that is not in the list, not in the 144 colors like red, blue, and green. So if you want a particular color that is not in, that do not have any name, so how you can reach that? So there are a couple of ways that you can have it. So let me share you. One is the hex code, right? One is the hex code. So each color in the digital media can be written in the form of hash code, right? So what is a hash code? Let's let's take a brief about hash code. So basically, hash code is a particular code for each and every color that actually exists, right? So for example, you want a particular shade of a color. For example, you want some red color, right? But a particular shade, not exactly the red. So then that particular shade may or may not have some name, right? Then what happens is you have to have that code. So how we can get that code, right? So hex code is is having the six numbers that are rounding from 0 to f, right? Let me just share. So first of all, we are talking about hex code. Okay, so this is the most popular coding that is being used in the color system, but you can use RGB and other colors too, right? You can use RGB color system, you can use hue, HSQ, I don't remember, but you can also use those color. But for this session and the course, we are going to use hash color only, right? So there are many different systems that you can use, like hash. There are couple of things like RGB, HSL, hue, saturation, and light. So, but we are going to just learn about hex code because it is most popular. And if you want to learn more about hex code, then go to the W3 website, and there is a section in the CSS part, colors, and you will find RGB, HX, hex code, and HSL. You can learn it from there. But for this session, we are going to learn only hex code, right? Okay. So how we write hex code, right? So after hash, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 numbers or 6 characters that defines a particular color. The first okay, before that, I would like to tell you one thing, that every color in the digital media is made up of 3 colors: red, blue, and green. Every color can be made from these 3 color lights, right? So in the hex code only, we have to define how much color do you want. For example, you want to make a color like green, you have to add red and blue, then you will get the green. So similarly, you can get any color from that, right? So in the hex code, we start the color code with the hash, and for the first 2, we are having reserved for the color that is red. The next 2 is for blue, and next is for green, right? So what kind of characters that we use? Let's talk about that. So the characters that we use is from 0 to 9, and more than that, we will use a let me share you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, right? These are the values of the color that we use. Okay, these are the value of the color of each character that we use in the hex code in each place, right? So 0 is the bottommost color. Like if you are putting 0 in a red place, that means you are using 0 part of the color. And if you are using the F, this is the most color. It is the maximum color that we can use for a particular color. So for example, you want only red color, then it is obvious that you want the full red, that is FF. Then let me just put it FF. And you want no other color, no red, no green, no blue, and no green. So we will put 0, 0, 0, 0. So that means it is red color. Okay. If you want the blue color or the green color, RGB, so you will use 0, 0, FF, 0, 0, right? And if you want the blue color, it will definitely work like this one, right? So that makes sense. So these 2 pairs are going to define the things, right? You can decrease that one to F0, or you can use it FE. So it is a couple of pairs, right? The pair is going to define what kind of color that you want to use. So this is all about the colors that we are going to use in the following sessions, and hex color is the most important to learn. If you want to learn more about the colors, you can go to the W3 website. and you will find a color section, CSS color section, where you will find the RGB colors and a hex color and the HSL. And the hex color is the mostly used, but it totally depends that what kind of organization you are working in and what kind of colors they are here actually using, right? So for this session, we are going to use only the hex code colors, right? So I think you are getting the point, and I want to comment this out, and you all know what is a comment, and if you don't know, then it would be better that you will find our videos on the channel, right? Okay, I think this is not how it will going to work, but anyways, let me just comment it also so that it would do not make any changes, right? The next thing the next topic that we are having is the CSS text, right? So you have seen a lot of different texts in different websites. There are different kind of texts in a lot of different websites, like there are some premium texts used in some products of beauty and something like that. The format and the text is something different, right? So what kind of different kind of text that we actually have, right? So here we will learn one property that is called the font family, right? Then we will learn about the font family, and before that I would like to tell you one few more things, like that how we can align for the topic that we are discussing is the text, that what kind of properties that we can work on. So first we'll learn that how we can align the text in different places. So you have seen the align tag, and we have center, we have given it the value center. We can use different things also. Okay, we can use different things to for example, you can target it from here, from h1 tag, right? And you can put align, or we can say text align. Then you can put it on the left, on the right, or in any place, right? So this is the thing that we can use for the alignment of the text. Okay, next is we can have something that is called the text decoration, right? Okay, so we can add few decorations to the text, like we can add text decoration, and we can use couple of things, like we can use the color, we can use that what kind of thing that we want. And here are a couple of things that we can see from the website, and you want to learn a lot about that, then go and check out W3C School website and you will learn a lot, right? So let's cover a couple of things that I want to give it a underline, right? So if I press enter, then it will have the underline, right? And we can have other things like line through. That means a line will cross through that. So these are the things that you can add into the color decoration. That is a very cool property when it comes to the real world applications, right? Then we have the text transformation. The text transformation, what it do, let me just comment it down. What text transformation do, basically it actually upper cases and lower cases values, right? Let me show you once. Okay, you want uppercase for everything, then it will put each and everything in the uppercase. If you want in the lowercase, then you can do so, right? So this is the transformation property that actually helps. You can find more things like text spacing and text shadow that we have already discussed in the previous session on the website, right? Next we are having the CSS fonts. Okay, so the CSS fonts are basically different kind of fonts that you can use in your website, right? This is one style of font. We will see different kind of fonts that we can use in here, right? So let me just comment this property so that my text will come at the center. Let me add a few things, like let me tell you one new property that is called font family. Okay, and you will see hundreds of things, right? Not exactly here only, but there are so many other things. Okay, so for example, you want font something like Times New Roman. I think it is the default one. Okay, you want a font that is maybe cursive. You can select it from here only, and you can see Okay, it is not working as of now. Okay, no problem with that. We will see another property like you want sans serif. So you can see that the property have changed, like the font has been changed. Initially when it is this property is not there, then the font looks like something like that, right? It is actually serif. For by default, in some browsers, it always takes the serif font. The serif font, the speciality of serif font is the corners. It have a very sharp corners, right? This thing, a little bit the corners, right? But in the sans serif fonts, you will see soft rounded corners, not the rounded corners. There is no sharpness in the corner. We will have some different kind of fonts like monospace. So it is a little bit different font. Next, we are having the fantasy font. I think it is not going to work. Okay, sometimes it happens. In some browsers, all the fonts are not being supported, but we will see how we can add few fonts in the icons, right? So if you want to add a few different fonts, if you are just done with the following fonts that is being given, that is recommended by VS Code, that you find that all of these fonts are not sufficient, you want something different, then you can go to Google Fonts. Google Fonts is something that is actually very cool to see. If you haven't seen that, then go to the Google Fonts and you will find hundreds and hundreds of different fonts, right? There are actually hundreds of fonts, like cursive, like which language do you want, what different kind of fonts that we want, right? I find this very cool. I guess it will be looking very beautiful. Then what will I do? I want this font in my system. Then what will I do? So let me just pull the screen and where my font has gone. Let me look around and we'll see which font actually I do want it. So for example, I just wanted this font, right? Then click on a particular font, or you like some font that you know already, right? So then write that font in the search bar in the previous slide, in the previous page. And for example, I will like this font, right? Then what I will do, I will just click the plus sign and this will prompt it out, right? Okay. So this is the link, that how you can add the link, and this is the way you can add it. So I prefer the import one. You can also use this one too, but I prefer this one. So what you have to do, in the style tag, just between the style tags, just copy this one, and add this at the top of your CSS, right? I think that is making sense. The first part have been done, and next is the copy this one and put it here. And now let's see that the font is working or here not. Yeah, exactly, it is working, right? So this is how you can use Google Fonts, and you can go through hundreds and hundreds of fonts, right? You can actually go to hundreds and hundreds of fonts. So there is no limit. But yeah, exactly, maybe there is some limit of the number of fonts that you want, but yeah, you will find almost every font here only. Okay, so this is all about the fonts that we have to discuss in the session. Next is the icons, right? Next is the icons. So for the icons, we have some Google icons. Let's see if we have Google icons or not. Google font icons. Let's see it is available for the normal web use or not, or otherwise we will okay, maybe this is just for material UI, but I'm not sure about that. But the most icons that I use is maybe from Font Awesome, awesome, right? Font Awesome icon. So you have seen in many websites that there are icons for the maybe Facebook, the Instagram, like there are other icons like for the scroll bar, like there are hundreds of icons that you can find on the screen when you are actually scrolling through websites, right? So how you can add those icons into your in your website, right? So let's just see that how you can add. So there are hundreds of icon websites that you can go through, but I prefer using the font icon, font awesome icon, and will also suggest you to at least check out that. Font awesome icons are actually very useful. You can definitely go and check out two other icons also, right? So you will click that, and for example, I wanted any kind of icons. For example, I just wanted Facebook icon. Facebook icon. Okay, I just wanted this icon, right? So let me just click to that icon, and let me just share my full screen so that you can easily go and have a walkthrough about that. Okay, right. So what main thing that you have to do is, just first of all you have to import the script. Let me just have the doc, or you have to do one or two steps to get a particular icon. For example, I'm just searching that I want a font awesome icons CDN. What is a CDN? I will show you about that. I will tell you about that. So for example, you want something from somewhere else, like these icons are actually not made by you. These are actually made with the help of Illustrator and a few other things, right? It is made up of different things, right? So you haven't made that, but you want it, right? So there are a few services that actually provide that to you and for your website. So for example, we are having the websites called the Google Fonts icons, like we are having the font awesome icon, Bootstrap icons. There are so many services. So basically what they actually do is, they are having these icons in themselves. What they do, they will just give you the link, like the link that we have used over here at the top of import. So what we have done here is, the icons, the font that I wanted is not present in my local machine and not even my browser also, right? So still I want my user to see that. So what I'm doing is, I have put one script, or I have used one CDN. What is a CDN? It's a content delivery network. What it do is, it actually provides that resource to your website. It actually provides that a particular resource to your website, and your website can use it. If your machine do not have that font, it will actually download it from Google server, and you can definitely see it on your machine too. Similarly, the icon also work the same way. The font awesome actually have the repository, or the service, or the server, where they have provided you the CDN, which we will see later on, and then you can call each and every icon at your personal, or where you want to use, right? Let's just see how we can use that, right? So what we want is like this kind of CDN thing. Okay, this is just creating a network from where your website is going to take the font or the icons, right? So I have searched for this one, and I got the CDN link. Okay, this is the pro. Okay, I don't want the pro version, because pro is maybe for the paid one. Pro. Okay, so the pro version. Okay, so what if I use the bootstrap icons? Okay, so Bootstrap is the similar services like font awesome, but as of now, the a few settings are being changed when I back then uses. For example, I want Bootstrap icons, right? So I click to the Bootstrap, I search for that, and let's search for a particular icon like Facebook, right? So I just click to the Facebook button, and what will I do is, okay, so I just have to copy this. Okay, I just have to copy this to where I wanted the icon. I just want the icon to be just below this one. I want that icon to be just below this one. So I just copied that I and this thing, but it will not do anything over here, because we haven't connected our website to that server from where I wanted the font or the icon to become, right? So what I want to do, I want to have the CDN for Bootstrap icons, right? So for example, I think from this place I could get the font awesome icon, uh, the link, obviously. Add this to this. Okay. Import the bootstrap icon from the style. Okay, option 1 we can do that, or option 2. Okay, so for example, like a font, we have done this thing. Let's try, can we do that also? Okay, now let's see, do we have something? Yeah, exactly, works. So we have seen that how we have added this to this one. Okay, so this is just creating the link from where I want the specific resource, and this is the place where I'm putting it, right? The I is actually for the icon. The class that I want is, this is how we actually get the particular icon. For example, if I say BI Facebook or Insta, it will give me the Instagram icon. Not every social media will be there. Let's see. Yeah, it is there. Not every social media. Maybe Pinterest is not there. Pinterest. Maybe the spelling is not correct. Pinterest happens, right? Like other social media, like Facebook, Twitter, or something like that. Home, right? You can get the home icon if it is not available. The contact, right? So let's see that we can get it or not. Okay. So these many of icons are not available, but you can find the similar icons there too, right? So this is how you can add a particular icon to your list, right? Okay. So what we have done is you just search for the CDN for icon for Bootstrap. You will see this option. You can add this to the CSS, or you can add this to the HTML. Both will work, right? And you just have to add this to the HTML where you want the icon, right? So this is how we actually add icons to the website that we are actually creating, right? So you can use also go through the font awesome icons, Bootstrap icons also work. There are a few other services that are actually providing the icons, and you will definitely enjoy, right? There is no need to create your own icon. You can get it from there only, right? So the next topic that we are having is lists, right? So next topic is list. So what we are going to do is let me create a list, that is unordered list. Let me add a few fruits name, apple, mango, or papaya, and next is etc. Right? Next is the etc. part. Okay. So this is the list that we have created. But in the previous session, we have discussed that we can actually change these icons or the bullet points that we have used here, right? So we can actually change them. So how we can change them? Just we have to type. We just have to go to. What we have to do is actually we just have to go to and target to the UL, right? UL, and then what you want is you have to target. You have targeted through UL. Now what you have to do, you just have to say list style, right? Not disk. I just want circle. Okay, the circle spelling is not parts here, right? It will put the circle over here. You have few other properties like you can add square, SQ square for that, and next you have lower alpha. So these are the things that you can actually use to change the list notation, right? If you want to learn more about that, go and check out the website, and I think this much is sufficient for the sessions too, right? So this is the basic thing that we have covered, and the next thing that we have for remaining for the CSS part for today's session is the styling for table. This is the last topic that we have to discuss, and you will definitely going to enjoy very much. So the last topic is the table part, right? So let's just create our table over here and we will style it one. So I have to write table, then we have the table row. This is the first row, and we have to add the table heading, right? So table heading is first, for example, I want table name. Next is the table heading, that is the name. For example, I'm just adding something random, right? Next is table heading, that is email, right? This is the email. Okay, not doing that. Email. Okay, makes sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm creating another table row where I will be writing. I just say one table. Oh no, okay, not table heading exactly. It is table data, right? Table data, that is one. Next is table data, that is maybe anonymous. It would be great, I guess. Then table data is anonymous @ dot. Okay, I think that will work. Similarly, I am going to copy this one. Paste, right? Okay. Next thing that we are actually going to do is we have to add styling, like we have done it previously, like border 1 pixel solid black. This is how we actually added properties in the last session that we have seen. Similarly, that we can do it from the styling part, right? We can do it from the styling part, like we are adding the table and we are having the border 1 pixel solid black, right? Okay, so this is actually not exactly doing the same way. It is just adding the border to the outermost line. If you want it for the table row also, then you have to write it table for row and table heading too. Table row and table heading and table data, right? So there is no need to put it for table row, and this is how you get the same result, right? If you want to add the width to the table, then what you have to do, you just have to say table, and next the width is 100%. This will take the full size of the screen, and this looks a little bit much better. Few properties others like we can add is, like you want something that is called a border collapse, like that what it will do, actually it will actually collapse the border and it will be using it only once. Let me just show you that what I want to border collapse. So collapse. So you have seen the difference, right? You can add I guess padding to like 5 pixel. No, I guess it is not being added to this one, so no problem with that. Only I think this is not being actually that much required. Or you can if you want that the padding part, then you can go to the table data section. If you are targeting the table data and you actually adding the padding, right? Padding of 10 pixel, so it will add the padding, right? I think this is actually working and making sense to you too. What we have done till now is really something that is very amazing to know, but currently we are not actually applying that. This is the learning phase and you have learned a lot of things, right? We are going to finish the learning part till tomorrow and we'll create a really amazing project a day after tomorrow. So till then, stay tuned. If you have learned anything from the session, then go and like the video, and you have any kind of doubt, so go and comment down. And you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, if you haven't shared this with your friends who are actually excited for the tech stuff, then definitely go and share this with friend too. If you have any kind of doubt, then please comment down below, and we will meet in the next session in the next video. Bye bye, see you, happy coding.